Luna's scream still echoes in my nightmares. I found her, my 3-year-old Maine Coon, twitching violently on the kitchen floor, froth spilling from her mouth, her silver-gray fur damp with sweat. As a vet tech, I knew something was terribly wrong. These weren't natural symptoms. But nothing could have prepared me for the truth about my sister Olivia. Something's wrong with Luna, I cried, clutching her trembling body. Olivia stood in the doorway, arms crossed, watching like she was waiting for a show to end. Later I'd recognize that look for what it really was, satisfaction. "She probably just has a hairball," she said casually, inspecting her manicured nails. "You've always been dramatic about that cat." But I knew Luna. I'd raised her since she was a kitten. She had never been sick. Not once. I wrapped her in a towel and raced to the Southwest Emergency Animal Hospital, where I worked. Dr. Patel, our lead veterinarian and my mentor, took one glance and sprang into action. "These symptoms," she murmured as she began drawing blood. "Mia, has Luna had any access to chemicals? Medications?" Tears streamed down my face as I shook my head. "No, she's strictly indoors. I lock up all the cleaning supplies. I'm meticulous with her." That's when it hit me. Olivia had been alone in my house earlier that day. She'd dropped by unannounced, saying she needed to borrow documents from my home office. I'd given her the spare key, because she was my sister. My phone buzzed. "Mom, Olivia told us about Luna. Don't overreact. These things happen. Remember the hamster incident when you two were kids?" I almost dropped the phone. The hamster. When we were teens, Olivia's pet died suddenly. She blamed me, said I fed it something toxic out of jealousy. Our parents believed her. Grounded me for a month. But I never touched that hamster. "Mia," Dr. Patel called gently. "Preliminary results show extremely high levels of antifreeze. This wasn't an accident." Everything inside me froze. Antifreeze. Sweet-tasting and deadly to animals. But I didn't even own a car. Biked everywhere. "There's more," Dr. Patel said. "Remember when I asked to install pet cams last month while you watched my parrot? They're still active. We can check the footage." I had forgotten about the cameras. We pulled up the recordings in her office. There was Olivia walking into my house. She headed straight for the garage storage. Then the kitchen. We watched her pour a bright blue liquid into Luna's water dish, stir it, and smile as Luna came to drink. "Oh God," I whispered, stumbling to the bathroom to throw up. When I returned, Dr. Patel looked grim. "I've called the police. This is felony animal cruelty." Then came the text. "Olivia, it was just a stupid cat. Don't you dare report this. Mom and Dad will never forgive you. Mom, your sister's crying. You put cameras in without telling us. Family doesn't spy on family. Let it go. Dad, remember who's paying for your vet school. Don't bite the hand that feeds you." I felt like I couldn't breathe. Dr. Patel placed a gentle hand on my shoulder. "Mia." I pulled vet records from other clinics nearby. 3 animals have died in Olivia's apartment complex in the past year. All with similar symptoms. All ruled as accidents. The puzzle pieces slammed into place. The neighborhood pets that kept dying. Olivia's strange obsession with my posts about Luna. The way she always had gossip about someone's animal, passing unexpectedly. She hated that I loved Luna more than her, I whispered. That Luna got more likes than her selfies. The police arrived as Luna stabilized. Officer Torres watched the footage and began documenting everything. "We'll need the vet reports," she said. "And those messages." This wasn't impulsive. It was planned. I sent it all. In the treatment room, Luna lay hooked to IVs, her breath shallow. Dr. Patel gave her a 50% chance of survival. I stroked her trembling fur, whispering, "Family doesn't poison family's pets. And I'm not staying silent this time." The security footage kept playing. Olivia's smug smile frozen on the screen as Luna drank the poisoned water. That image burned itself into my mind. But this time she wasn't getting away with it. The next 48 hours blurred into a haze of police interviews, emergency procedures, and a flood of texts from my family, each more threatening than the last. Luna remained in critical condition, her kidneys barely functioning. I refused to leave her side, sleeping on a cot next to her kennel, waking with every tiny sound she made. Then Officer Torres returned, with disturbing news. "We searched your sister's apartment," she said, sliding a folder of photos across the table. Inside, receipts for antifreeze, a stash of newspaper clippings about local pet deaths, and a diary. My stomach dropped as I read the entries. Olivia had written vivid, chilling descriptions of each animal's suffering. The last entry was about Luna. "Soon Mia will know what it feels like to lose something she loves. Maybe then she'll stop choosing a cat over her real family." Officer Torres's voice hardened. "It gets worse. We pulled surveillance footage from the pet store your sister worked at during college. She was caught tampering with pet food. Several unexplained animal deaths occurred during her time there." My phone rang. Mom again. I let it go to voicemail. Her message was cold and cutting. "The police just left our house. How could you let them search Olivia's apartment? She might lose her job at the children's center. Over a cat." Froze. Olivia worked at a children's center, around vulnerable kids, yet she took pleasure in hurting helpless animals. Dr. Patel stepped in with Luna's latest results. "She's fighting," she said, eyes scanning the lab sheet. "But there's something else. The antifreeze used. It's not the kind sold in stores. It's industrial grade, same as the one linked to other pet deaths in your sister's building." The evidence was overwhelming, but so was the pressure from my family. Dad stormed into the clinic furious. "Drop the charges," he demanded. "We'll pay the vet bills. Olivia needs help, not jail. But if you go through with this, don't bother coming home. You're no longer our daughter." I looked at him, really looked at him, and saw it for the first time, the years of denial. The way he dismissed Olivia's cruelty as harmless pranks. Or just teasing. "You knew," I said quietly. "That's why I was never allowed to have pets growing up, isn't it?" His silence said everything. Then came an unexpected break in the case. Sarah, Olivia's old college roommate, contacted Officer Torres after seeing the story on the news. "I should have spoken up years ago," she said in her statement. "Olivia would hurt strays, then pretend to rescue them. She loved the attention she got for saving them." Mom tried another approach, this time with a family lawyer. "We can settle this privately," he offered. "Your sister is young. She has her whole future ahead of her. Think about how this will ruin her life." I looked him in the eye. "Think about how many lives she already ruined." Dr. Patel stood beside me, resolute. "The evidence is going to the DA. This isn't just about Luna anymore." That evening, Luna showed her first signs of improvement. Her vitals stabilized, and she even managed to eat a little. As I sat by her side, stroking her soft fur, Dr. Patel showed me something on her tablet, a map of pet death spikes. "Everywhere your sister has lived or worked," she said, "there's a pattern. She's been doing this for years." Then came the final blow. Officer Torres called with an update. "We found a storage unit in Olivia's name. Inside, jars of chemicals, photographs of injured animals, and collars. Keepsakes, it seems. She's being charged with multiple counts of animal cruelty. We're also opening an investigation into the children's center where she worked. There's concern about therapy animals in her care." Another message buzzed on my phone, this time from Mom. "We mortgaged the house to pay for Olivia's lawyer. I hope you're happy tearing this family apart." I looked at Luna, finally resting peacefully, and then at the wall of rescued animal photos hanging in the clinic. "No, Mom," I whispered. "Olivia tore this family apart the moment she chose cruelty over compassion." Later that night, Dr. Patel returned with a soft smile. "She's going to make it," she said. "Luna's stronger than your sister thought." And so was I. For the first time, I realized I didn't have to carry my family's silence anymore. I wasn't the one tearing us apart. I was finally telling the truth. 6 months later, I sat in the courtroom and watched my sister face the consequences. Luna, fully recovered, was safe at home under a state-of-the-art security system. The trial exposed everything: 23 confirmed cases of animal cruelty over 5 years. My parents sat behind Olivia, looking exhausted, aged beyond their years. Mom still wouldn't meet my eyes. Dad had sent a letter the week before, a rambling confession. We saw it even when she was a child. We hoped ignoring it would make it go away. We were wrong. Dr. Patel testified with clarity and conviction, walking the jury through Luna's case and the medical records. Other veterinarians joined her, each adding pieces to the disturbing puzzle. But the most damning testimony came from the Children's Center. And in that courtroom, with every revelation and every victim named, Olivia's mask finally shattered. 3 therapy animals had died under suspicious circumstances during Olivia's time at the Children's Center. She was always the one to find them, the center's director testified, voice trembling. She would comfort the children, position herself as the caring savior. But now we know, she created the trauma just to step in and play the hero. Olivia sat still through most of the trial, her expression blank. But when the surveillance montage played, clip after clip of her methodically harming animals and then faking concern, her composure cracked. "They're just animals," she suddenly screamed, standing. "Everyone always loved their stupid pets more than me. Even our parents cared more about Mia's dumb cat videos than my actual accomplishments." Her mask had finally shattered. The judge delivered a harsh but just sentence: 5 years in prison, a lifetime ban from owning animals or working with animals or children, mandatory psychiatric treatment, and full financial restitution for all the veterinary costs incurred by her victims. As the officers led her away, Olivia turned back toward me. Her voice was venomous. "I should have used more antifreeze. Should have killed that cat faster." Those were the last words my sister ever said to me. The aftermath, though painful, brought healing I never expected. The case drew national attention. Advocacy groups pushed for stronger animal cruelty laws, and several states introduced legislation requiring stricter background checks and surveillance in pet-related businesses. It felt like Luna's suffering had sparked real change. My parents, finally facing the weight of their denial, began therapy. They didn't apologize right away, but they started asking questions, listening, reflecting. And that was something. Luna, my brave girl, became a symbol of survival. Our clinic shared her story to raise awareness about pet safety and the importance of reporting abuse. People began reaching out with their own stories, and many with animals that needed help. Dr. Patel promoted me to head veterinary technician. Together, we launched a fund to provide emergency treatment for abused animals, ensuring that no pet would be turned away because of cost. "You know," Dr. Patel said one evening as we finished treating a rescue puppy, "Luna's case probably saved a lot of lives. You speaking up made a difference." My phone buzzed. It was a text from Mom. Her first direct message in months. "I saw Luna's picture in the paper. She looks strong. I'm sorry I didn't protect you or her. I was wrong. It wasn't everything, but it was a start." Back home, Luna greeted me with her usual chirping purr, weaving between my legs. She had made a full recovery, though now she refused to drink from any bowl unless she saw me fill it myself. Smart girl. Above her cat tree, I'd arranged a collage. Photos of Luna's recovery milestones, newspaper clippings about the trial, and snapshots of other animals we'd helped. But my favorite was the simplest. Luna curled in a sunbeam, safe, content, and finally at peace. Officer Torres still kept me updated on Olivia's progress. She had begun her psychiatric treatment in prison. Maybe eventually she'd face the darkness that drove her to hurt so many innocent creatures. A part of me wished for her healing, but a larger part was simply relieved she couldn't harm anyone else again. Luna leapt into my lap, head-butting my chin the way she always did. I scratched behind her ears, listening to the steady rhythm of her purr. "We made it, sweet girl," I whispered. "We broke the silence, and we made it." Sometimes the hardest part of healing is facing the truth about those closest to you. But as I sat in that quiet room, wrapped in the warmth of Luna's love and surrounded by new beginnings, I knew we had chosen the right path. The truth had set us free. And in saving Luna, I found the strength to save myself. Some family ties break for the right reasons. But in their place, new bonds grow, stronger, kinder, and built on courage and compassion.